Hey guys, Andy here with VSiN, getting you set for Sunday's NHL action. A rough day on Saturday for me anyway. 0-2, a loss on the Boston Bruins, and another one on the Vancouver Canucks. Speaking of those Canucks, they'll take on the Vegas Golden Knights again on Sunday, a back-to-back situation, as will the Philadelphia Flyers. They'll take on the New York Islanders in a back-to-back situation. But first, let's talk about the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. If you've been following along, you know that I backed the Avalanche heading into this series. I bet them to cover the series spread of 1.5 games. And the only way that's going to happen is if the Avalanche win the next 3 games in a row. That would be something pretty unlikely. I'll be cheering for that to happen. I won't, however, be backing the Avalanche. The Dallas Stars have last change here. They're designated as the home team, so that makes the Colorado Avalanche a minus 135 favorite, according to bookmakers in the betting market. And that's roughly where I have them too, as I said before. The Stars about a plus 120 underdog. I'm neutral on this game, so no play for me. Next up, let's talk about the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders. A pretty boring game on Saturday, and that's exactly what head coach Barry Trotz wants for his Islanders team. While the Flyers may have had about a 54% edge in shot attempts, they certainly didn't have the edge in expected goals. This series really does seem to be a situation where talent is getting beat by hard work because the talent isn't working hard. And the Flyers probably could match the Islanders' work ethic, but it might be tough to do that now considering they haven't been matching that kind of intensity the last couple of rounds. We haven't seen the Flyers really come out firing since the qualifying round, so it might be pretty tough for them to raise their level of play here and meet the Islanders halfway. And if things continue like this series is going to be over quicker than we thought. And this Islanders team really does look very, very good. They've got about a 60% edge in expected goals in this series. And if we're just basing things off of what we saw the Flyers do versus Montreal and what we're seeing them do versus the New York Islanders now, I think it's safe to say that the Islanders are definitely the better team. And if you like them in Game 3 at minus 110 or minus 115 even, or if you were able to get them at a better price and you're getting a similar price in game number 4, I think you have to go back with the Islanders. I'll be staying away unless some things really change with the odds here in this game. But I'll most likely just stand pat. I think you're going to get a big pushback from the Flyers. They know a 3-1 series deficit is not an easy thing to deal with. So you're definitely going to see, I think, more of what we saw the Flyers do late in the game after they were down. But unfortunately, Carter Hart has to play back-to-back here. They're definitely not going to turn to Brian Elliott. At least I would be absolutely shocked, floored if they did that. And the Islanders have 2 good goaltenders in Semyon Varlamov and Thomas Greiss to choose from. So advantage goes to the New York Islanders here in the goaltending department for game number 4. And as things stand right now, we're seeing about minus 115 to minus 125 in favor of the Islanders for game number 4. So you're probably going to see this team be a bigger favorite than they have been in these entire playoffs in game number 4, because we're really starting to buy into this team. And by we, I mean the betting market. It's hard not to after seeing what they've done. And if we know anything about the sport of hockey, this is probably when the Flyers will, come back and put forth their best effort. So we'll see how things shape up in game number 4. I've got no play as things stand right now. I'll look to the late game once again to have my heart broken by the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks came out flying in the first period of game number 3. They likely did not deserve to face a 2-goal deficit going into the first intermission, but that's what happened. The Vegas Golden Knights came out with that 2-goal cushion and took the game over. They held significant edges in shot attempts and expected goals, something the Canucks were in control of in the first period. But that 2-0 cushion, intuitively, I think it really gives a team like the Vegas Golden Knights, who likely know they are the superior team, a lot more room to take chances and really go after the win. And that's what they did. So tough to see the Vancouver Canucks bounce back here, but you know what? This team, if we have learned anything about them, it's that they are very resilient, and they get beat down, they come right back looking for more, looking to even up the series, and that's, I would imagine, what we'll get in game number 4. I think this one will be high scoring because I already like these two teams to play high event hockey. And generate a lot of chances on both ends of the ice. And I think with both goaltenders playing back-to-back with 6, the total of 6 catching plus money on the side of the over at some joints, minus 110 or better, over 6 goals. I like that. I also like the Canucks on the money line at plus 170. Let me know what you're playing on Twitter at SprotsGambler. I'll be back on Monday with Beating the Book on VSiN to recap everything and set up the week ahead in the NHL. Anyway, that's it for me. Gamble responsibly and enjoy all the hockey action. Good luck.